Have you ever beaten a Super Mario game? Well, I haven't. So I'm on a mission to finish them all. 'Cause why not? Welcome to the Pipe Jump Chronicles. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Pipe Jump Chronicles. I'm your host, Paperclip, and today we are playing Super Mario Land 1 for the Game Boy. I just decided, I think because I don't think anyone left a comment requesting like which game to be played next, so I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna take matters into my own hands and play this one. So let's begin. So this was the first Mario game that was on the Game Boy. First portable Mario game, 1989. I did not have this game growing up. Unlike Super Mario Brothers, which I eventually got a hold of via Virtual Console, this one, I never owned in any capacity whatsoever. So, first time I played this was literally a couple weeks ago when I was practicing. And, I think I mentioned it in the Super Mario Brothers, video, but I grew up with Super Mario Land 3, which is technically Wario Land 1, and so I can definitely see how the style in that game evolved from the style in this one, and from what I've seen of clips, Mario Land 2 is even more similar. So, just kind of the stiffness of it all. It's not, it's very slick, it's very much like Mario stops on a dime. There's no slickness, kind of, compared to the console games. But, all that, that info bar at the top that tells you your lives and the world and the time and your coins, that's also in Wario Land. It's at the bottom, though. Anyway. Aw, dang. So, funny thing is, I assumed that there were 6 or maybe 7 worlds in this game, and so every time I would die, on World 4-2, I would just start all over, and, be like, well, let's try again some other time, and, blah, 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 blah. And I didn't realize there's only 4 worlds. You can beat this game in 15 minutes or less if you're skilled. 15 minutes could save you 50% or more on car insurance by switching to Geico, and also, you can beat this game. And I just found that out right before recording this, because I was watching, a speedrun of it. It's that one guy, that guy who's, one of the best Mario speedrunners. Is his name Andrew G or something? I don't know. But I watched him speedrun this, and obviously, this is not going to be done in that amount of time, but it does give me the confidence boost to know that every time I died, I was pretty much at the end of the game anyway. So, we're gonna get through this today. For the record, the reason I have not been uploading... I didn't upload as soon as I'd wanted to. I really wanted to, make this a thing that I would upload regularly. Yeah, there we go. Some stuff happened. I know that's kind of vague, but just a couple of, events happened to me that kind of put me in a mood. Kind of made me reconsider life. Normal stuff that happens when you're 24. Nothing... Well, I mean, I don't want to blow it out of proportion, but I was in kind of a semi-dangerous situation, let's just put it that way. And I'm safe, and I'm fine now, and I'm better, but... just kind of put me in a funk for a couple days. So that's why I wasn't able to do that. By the way, that always throws me off. These blocks don't look like blocks to me. And part of that's the monochrome color scheme. But, hold on. I'm gonna wait for this. Yeah. Part of that's the monochrome color scheme, but just, every time I see those, I don't think that's a block, you know? I also learned that if you get a running start, you can just straight jump over this guy. See, I was under the impression this whole time that you could not run. Can you believe that? This whole time, I thought you couldn't run in this game, but you can! Every time I had to walk under that lion. And so now I'm kind of glad that it's I'm really glad that those recordings aren't on the internet now, because I literally went on this long spiel about how, oh, you have to time your jump just right so you can walk under the lion. It's you can jump over him, you idiot. Hi, Daisy. Hi, I'm Daisy! She looks better than Peach did in her first appearance, let's put it that way. But it is weird that she doesn't even, wear a crown or anything. I also find it unique that, like, you know... Aw, man. I also found it unique that this game did not... Like, you know, it's not in the Mushroom Kingdom, it's Sarasaland. But, like, Sarasaland is just straight up, like, places in the world, more or less. Like, the first world's Egypt. This is, like, I don't know, the ocean somewhere. Oh, no, it's... Yeah, it's like the ocean or something, like some islands. And the World 3 is Easter Island, and the World 4 is China. Like, it's just like, okay. Weird choice, but Also, I like how you can step on these fish and kill them. It's very Sonic the Hedgehog before Sonic the Hedgehog. It's like in every other Mario game, if a fish comes up and bites you, you're done. But here it's like, nah. I appreciate. They said this is one of the tougher levels in the playthrough. No, that's not true. I'm thinking of World I'm thinking of World 3 too. I don't know why I said 2-1. Again, I'm doing better at this than somebody who's never played it because I practiced for hours, much like I did with the Mario one. Like, I think I'm gonna make that like a practice thing that I'm gonna just do now. I'm not gonna go in blind to games. I'm gonna actually, like, you know, take the time to, practice them for several hours before I actually get the chance to beat them. I actually started playing Super Mario Galaxy again on Nintendo, on Mario 3D All-Stars, and, like, it's one of those weird things where the game holds up. It does. But maybe it's because I played it so much as a kid that I got to maybe, like, I think the kitchen, and you can just run across these, right? Yeah. See? I didn't know how to run in the other ones. So I was, like, literally hopping brick to brick. It was not fun. It was not a good time. Anyway. Anyway, I got to, I think, the kitchen, which is, like, the third, like, hub place, I guess. And I was just like, I don't need to keep playing this. Like, I'm good. And it was just kind of sad, because, like, that game was my jam when I was a kid. And I think it was because I was obsessed with that idea of, like, you know, space travel and all that, and, like, and the soundtrack still is absolutely gorgeous. But, like, I get why there were people who didn't like it, because for a game about space, you would think it'd be much more open exploration, but it's not. And as a kid, I didn't know any difference, because I never played Mario 64 or Mario Sunshine. But at the same time, like, I'm not necessarily the best at open exploration games. Sometimes I like to have my hand held. Sue me. Oh, shoot! Okay. That's what I get for admitting that I'm a filthy cash. By the way, I had a problem with this on the capture last time too, but I kind of was able to edit it a little bit. But my dog is so loud and just so adamant on barking at people. So if you hear her in the background, I'm sorry. But I'm not going to just pause my entire thing just to go upstairs and make her stop. It'd be funny. Well, actually, no, it wouldn't, but hopefully she just calms down soon. Yeah, I needed to go on top of the door, not in the door. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. Oh, golly, golly, golly. Yay! I think in a way I kind of broke the glass ceiling with this, because, like, at the same time, I've never beaten this game, but knowing that I was way closer to the end than I originally thought, I think that's really kind of made me go like, oh, I can totally beat this right away. Oh, yeah, I'm trying to think of some fun commentary, because, again, the last thing I want to be is boring. And, like, someone out there, if they stumble upon this, I'm sure will appreciate it, but I know, for the most part, like, there's nothing worse than watching a Let's Play with boring commentary. Like, I get that. I get that. Oh, golly, 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 golly. No, I learned by watching that speedrun, like, you don't shoot the octopi. They'll just leave you alone. Dang it! Yep, that's why you don't shoot them. Okay, don't shoot them. Just stuff you learn the hard way, I guess. Yeesh. could really use a mushroom right about now. But instead, I guess, I'm just getting coins thrown into my chest. Mario. Now, they did a glitch where you actually get pushed to the edge of the screen before the boss, and you don't actually have to fight him, but I'm just gonna fight him. Oh gosh. Oh yeah! Heck yeah! I'm actually pretty decent at games like this where you're in a ship just shooting, because my favorite arcade game growing up was Galaga. Like, whenever I'd go to like a pizza place and they'd have like that half Miss Pac-Man, half Galaga arcade machine, that arcade cabinet, I'd always play Galaga. Always, always, always. So I think that mentality is still in my brain. Even though this is sideways shooting and stuff, it's still, like, my brain still remembers the thumb muscle movement for that particular kind of game of just, like, this is where you gotta navigate. And there's some levels in Cuphead that are like that too, which I really appreciate. Okay, how about this? Since I'm posting this around Halloween, how about, just for the sake of a tale, how about I tell you about, not the actual thing that happened to me, but something that happened recently that definitely was spurred from my, kind of funk that I've been in. Basically, the thing I went through, it made me think a lot about death, which sounds kind of macabre, but, like, you know, I'm at that, words. I'm at that age where, like, you know you're gonna die at some point. Like, everyone's aware of that, but I think, like, just that fear of it has finally set in, because I think when you're a teenager and, like, a person in their young 20s, you kind of feel, like, invincible, like, you can take on the world, do anything, but then once you hit about your mid-20s, you're like, oh, no, I'm not invincible. Like, literally, I could die at any moment. And that's just kind of heavy if you think about it for too long, and I have been thinking about it for a long time. Just in the last couple weeks, so... I decided, since it is fall and the leaves are a-changin', and it's a beautiful, beautiful time of year, that I would go for a drive, just along some back roads, a couple counties over from where I live, and I decided to go to... Well, I decided to visit this town. I won't go into details, but this town that, like, pretty much doesn't exist anymore. It's unincorporated, like, but, like, its heyday was, like, 150, 120 years ago, give or take. But, all that's left in the town is, like, a couple churches, like, this building that someone's using to sell, like, fishing supplies, and then a cemetery. And what's weird about the cemetery is that unlike most cemeteries I've been to, which are, like, you know, they're kind of down the road, like they're in a valley, or they're tucked away, or if they're right on the road, they usually have, like, a very nice, like, stone fencing to kind of, like, you know, shield the public away from having to look. But this town had a cemetery that, just, like, it was just fenced off. Like, it didn't have, like, a fancy stone fence. It was, oh, whoops. It was just a metal fence. And the reason they had put it there was because this particular cemetery had gotten a reputation over the last several decades for being haunted. There apparently used to be a church in the cemetery, and the church was apparently where, like, the devil would show up on Halloween night. And the people who live in that town, to this day, they don't know where the rumors started, and they don't know why they started, but they're upset because every Halloween, people come to this little town in the middle of nowhere and just, like, pretty much decimate their cemetery, which... If it were like an abandoned cemetery, like a potter's field, then I don't think people would be as upset. But the fact that it's one that people still, like, go to, like, they have family, like, people who live in that little town, they have family buried there, and they still, like, decorate their graves and stuff. And so, I can understand why they'd be upset, because just some random person, like 50 or so years ago, just decided, hey, this cemetery is the devil's cemetery. And they're like, literally, why are you telling people this? Because now strangers are coming and, like, desecrating these graves. But I think, to me, part of the reason I kind of wanted to go see it was because it's kind of like that weird, like Venn diagram crossroads of things that interest me. Like, not only is it history, like, because I'm a history nerd, especially, like, my sister is too. We both are really fascinated with the idea of, like, small little unincorporated towns that just fell into absolute nothingness over the decades, and now there's only, like, 12 people that live there, and all that's there is, like, a church. Like, that, like, it's kind of sad, but it's also kind of fascinating. It's very, like, almost Americana, if you will, of just, like, of times past. Like, it reminds me a lot of Over the Garden Wall, you know, of just, like, these long-forgotten stories. But when I went there, just the fact that, like, it was out on this country road, and the town looked completely dead. Like, there was no one. I didn't see anyone. Whoops. I didn't see anyone. And when you drive through, it's like, you drive through the road, and it's like, on your left are the two churches, and the, like, fish tackle. And then on the right is the cemetery. Completely fenced away. This was in the middle of the day. Like, if they did that, if they closed it at night, that would make sense. But, like, this was, like, 1 p.m. on, like, a Monday, and it was closed. It said no trespassing. Like, there were 6 signs that said no trespassing. And it's just, like, there was just such a weird aura to it, you know? Like, on the one hand, it's almost like, ooh, spooky, booky, creepy, haunted cemetery. But on the other hand, it's just like, there's something kind of poetic about it, you know? Just like this town that just wants to be left in peace, to slowly wither away, and people won't leave it alone. Plus, there's something kind of beautifully haunting about places like that, you know? Because I think the very idea of a town that's dying just kind of makes you think about death yourself, and just how nothing lasts forever, let alone the human condition, or a town. I don't know, it was a really fascinating thing. And I drove through the town, past everything, didn't see a soul, so I turned around and drove back the other way through town. And again, I was kind of upset that I couldn't go into the cemetery, because I was like, well, it's in the middle of the day, clearly, like, it'll be open, but it wasn't. Because I think just enough people have been going even during the day and messing stuff up. And I should also specify that, like, the church that used to be in the cemetery was, like, completely torn down, like, 20 years ago. It's completely demolished. So all that's left of the church is, like, rubble. Just amongst these stones. And you can still kind of see the rubble in various places, but just, like, you know. I don't know, just, I kind of wanted to stay there and just kind of get a vibe. But at the same time, I'm not going to be one of those people who, like, shows up, like, who's just like, oh, I heard this place was spooky, I want to check it out. Like, I want to be, I kind of just wanted to take, I always forget there's a thing right there. I just kind of wanted to take it all in, you know? Just like I said, it was like that weird crossroads of my two things that I've really been thinking about lately. Death, but then also, like, history, which they're often very intertwined. But I kind of just felt bad. Like, literally, it's gotten to the point where, like, they don't let people park anywhere in town. Just because they don't want people getting into the cemetery. Which I can't blame them too much. It's just kind of sad. Like, when I there was a sign I saw at one of the few buildings that said, like, visitor information, but, like, I couldn't for the life of me figure out what it was pointing to. It's just, like, I think especially when you live in the Midwest, you kind of forget that, like, even if you live in a town of reasonable size, okay, a town of reasonable size, and even if you don't, if you live in a town of any size, okay, sorry, I'm getting distracted by just all this talk. Like, you just kind of forget that, like, you're kind of living on your own little island. Like, And a good chunk of the US is like this, honestly, where you're kind of just in your own little space, you know? Like, oh, okay, like there's a town here and a town there, and then there's a big city, but like, if you go looking down those back roads, it's not hard to uncover these towns that have just been lost to time. Like, just maybe 100 years ago, they had a school and a post office, just stuff that every town has, but for whatever reason, just for various circumstances led the town to just decline and fall into nothingness. And it's fascinating, but it's sad. And I think, and the whole time I was there, I was listening to the Over the Garden Wall soundtrack, which kind of like put me in a mood, just like, I don't even know what I'm getting at. Just like, I've been thinking a lot about death. Let's just put it that way. Death, and just the idea of that, like, you know, who knows, someday we're all gonna, okay, one day we're all gonna be ghosts. Maybe. That's the other thing, just like, I don't know, I'm getting kind of up into philosophy, theology, all that stuff, but just like, the idea of what's gonna happen, you know? We all believe what we believe, but sometimes you just can't help but be morbidly curious about something to the contrary. And I've never really shared this with anyone, but I kind of have this, I kind of just have this sense that I'm going to die young. I don't know how, when, why, but like, for the last like 5 years, I've just had this weird feeling that I'm probably gonna be like murdered or something. I just feel like the kind of person who would be murdered. Not for anything I ever did, just more like, you know, poor innocent person caught in the crossfire of some maniac's, killing spree. Or like a freak accident. Just wrong place, wrong time. And I remember when I first started getting those feelings, it kind of hurt. Like, it kind of haunted me a little, but now I've kind of almost accepted it. And maybe some would interpret that as me not taking responsibility for my own health, given the fact that apparently I'm just going to be able to, bypass it all. But I think it goes deeper than that, just like, I think I've become almost crippled with just thinking about what's going to happen when it's all over, that I have more or less not really taken the time to try and make it meaningful. And just being in that cemetery, I think, it was almost kind of a metaphor. Like, I'm drawn to this place of death, and yet I can't go in. All I can do is kind of stare at it, glance at it from a distance, and wonder. So, I kind of want to go back, see if I can find someone in the town and ask them just, you know, about stuff. Because I don't really think it's haunted, it's more just, it's a unique cemetery. Haunted or not, it's very unique looking. Like, it's just like, there it is, it's right there on the side, like, it's literally on the side of the street. It's not, like, tucked away, it's, like, right there. It's like if in the middle of downtown, like, right next to, like, you know, your government buildings, there's just a graveyard. And for those of you who live in New England, I know that's actually more common than I would, it's actually super common, but bear with me. Well, New England, like Boston, big cities, like I know Boston, New York, they all have stuff like that, just, but bear with me. I don't know. And I think just, you know, given the circumstances of what's going on in the world right now, I think we've all been thinking a lot about the idea of dying more often than most of us probably do. So, I'm just at this weird crossroads, and, like, I just kind of have this weird feeling that before I have the chance to really make something of it all, it's gonna be over. And I don't know. I just don't know. It's almost kind of, it's scary, but there's something comforting in the fact that at least it's guaranteed, you know? You never know what's gonna happen in life, but you always know that at the end of it, you're gonna die. It's like the one thing that's guaranteed in life. And I think there's something comforting in that. You never have to worry about whether or not you're gonna die. You are. So for people like me who tend to be crippled about all the possibilities and worrying about whether or not they're not doing the right thing with their time, whether they should be doing this or that, I never have to worry about the fact that someday I'm gonna die. It's gonna happen. I don't know. Sorry if I'm bumming y'all out, just like that's kind of just what's been on my mind. And you know, Halloween doesn't help that, because Halloween's very much like the spooky time. So. I should also specify that, like, I like, you know, if you have feelings of, like, just, like, fear, anxiety, all that stuff, first of all, you're not alone. Second of all, don't be afraid to seek out therapy. I know it's not affordable for a lot of people, but I think even just doing basic, everyday things to make you feel better. Have more fruit in your diet, drink more water. Just jot down your feelings about all this. If nothing else, jot down your feelings. Because I guarantee you, someone in the future is going to really appreciate hearing first-person insight from somebody who was living during this time. Because it's a very weird time, you know? So don't be afraid to just let it out. Find some way to let it out. Talk to someone. Don't turn to vices. And I also want to say that, I guess I also just want to say thank you. Thank you for taking time out of your day to watch this. Because that means a lot to me. And so, that shows that, like, you know, you cared enough about me and my daily things, my daily goings on, to do that. And I really, truly appreciate it. And I am glad you're here, and I'm glad you, I'm glad you're still here. And you matter. Even, yes, even you. Because I know there are people out there, I'm that way sometimes too, where they hear an anonymous person on the internet say, you matter, and they think, yeah, everyone but me. No, even you matter. Everyone does. And everyone deserves happiness, including you. Please believe that. Please. Please. By the way, this is usually where I die. Yep! No, but usually I'm out of lives by this point. This is usually where I die. But again, I was under the impression that, like, that this was only World 4 of, like, 6. I had no idea, like, this is it afterwards. Like, after this is just the final boss. And I didn't know that. If you hear, like, random, like, noises, that's my VPN. I have bad internet, or like really bad, so like every 5 minutes, it is funny how like my VPN tells me about it before my browser does, because my browser will just be like, nope, everything's fine, and the VPN's like, the VPN's like reconnecting, and I'm like, oh man, oh, excuse me. Okay. These platforms were the death of me before. They really were. See, that's the thing. I don't know when they're gonna... I don't know when they're gonna move. And again, I keep forgetting I can run. That would probably help. Bet you Mario's just like, hello, what are you doing? And I'm just like, you know, trying my best, that's what. I like these snakes, though. They're very cute. Just like, they're very cute. I just like them. They're chubby. Let me a little chubby baby snake who, is out to kill me. Very quaint. Okay. Ah! Oh my gosh. I'm surprised I survived that. And back. I just love them. They're so cute. Oh, gosh. I think I was trying to make observations the first couple times I recorded this, just about, like, you know, this game, and, like, oh, the music's really cool, and it's really impressive how they used, like, you know, like, they worked through the, lack of memory to really, like, portray some of these Mario characters, and it's true. But, I mean, I think everyone has been able to point that out at some point. Whoop, bop, hop, womp. Whoop, womp, womp, womp. I'm doing way better at this than in the past. Maybe it was just the... Maybe it's my sudden, ponderings on life after death. Maybe it's Maybelline. But... like, this is it. Like, this is straight up it. And I had no idea. I would assume that this was, like... I'm just imagining if I'd actually beaten it last time I did this. Like I would've, like, the game would've been over and I'd been like, oh! I guess that's it! God, this is... If the people who made Cuphead didn't get inspiration from this, it would be the biggest coincidence ever. Like, this is so Cuphead. Specifically the Hildeberg, one. This is so that. But yeah, now I can totally see how you can beat this game in like 15 minutes. I get it now. Whoop, whoop. Oh boy. This is... I just gotta be careful. Just gotta maneuver. Just gotta maneuver. Oh boy. And I know from watching that speedrun that there is a boss after the boss, so I will have to be careful with that. I don't know why there's a boss after the boss. It probably said in the manual, which I don't have because I'm emulating this. Shh. But, yeah, and then right here is like a maze. Oh, shoot. Shoot, 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 shoot. Fudge, 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 fudge. Oh, boy. Yeah, a bunch of coins, so I get the one up. Yep, and then go through here, and then you go up, and then down again or something. Like, it's just unique. I might have actually made it this far before. In fact, I know I did. And I just kept dying on the cloud boss. Little did I know that that was the end of the game right there. I think I mentioned, this final boss is very Kirby to me. Like, there's definitely, like, a boss in, Kirby's Adventure for the NES that's just straight up a cloud. I know there is. Ah, dip! Dip! Well, now I'm going to both bosses with... yeah. I was like, with no mush. No mush. Mush? 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 Question mark? Mush? Mush? Please? Do they give you a mush? Do they give you a complimentary mush? I guess they don't. Shoot. I'm just always one of those people who's very hesitant. Like there are people who they button smash, like they button mash, and they just get through these bosses in like 2 seconds. There's the mush. I knew there was one. And they get through these bosses in like 2 seconds, but I just can't do it. But the mush will be nice insurance. But again, like, I was under the impression that this would be the final boss, and it's not. Okay. Okay. Shoot. Good thing I stockpiled on lives. Hope y'all don't mind watching this over and over and over and over and over and over. Hope y'all have a good Halloween, by the way. I know Halloween isn't for a while, but it is coming up. Like, it's the next major holiday. And I do wonder how people are going to do Halloween. Like, I still haven't bought any candy. Like, we never got that many trick-or-treaters, like, on a regular year. So, like, I am just fascinated with how we are going to do what we do, if at all. Like, I've been telling people for months, I was like, there's not gonna be a... Okay, final boss, here we go. It's like, there's not gonna be a Halloween this year, you know? I just don't know. Shoot, man! Wowee. Well, I'm getting better. And I've still got 10 tries, so... Fingers crossed, baby! really don't want to make 2 episodes of this. That'd be sad. I think I'll just make 1. That was good. What's my time? What's my speed run time? Am I doing good? I'm just gonna throw a bird. Yep. There we go. Okay. Okay. Oh, I somehow have more lives than I did last. I now have 11 lives. Don't know how that happened. Oh my gosh. This is a weird... That's a weird pattern. Man, I hope I don't die on this. Like, I'm getting good at the cloud boss, though, and that makes me happy. That gives me hope. Shoot. I'm not gonna win this. I'm just gonna do this. This is... Dang it! Man. I'm assuming that I can probably get away with it if I just do that. Like, I'm not in any rush to kill this guy. I mean, I am, but not like an immense rush. Okay. Dang it! I know if I get up real close to him, you're able to shoot more bullets because they'll be able to have more sprites on screen at once. Okay. But with him, I don't know if I can spam, especially since I don't have the big mush. I'm just gonna have to do this. And just be patient. Got him! Yeah, baby, yeah! Oh, man, like, I'm not as super as ecstatic as I was with the first game, but... Because I didn't grow up with this game, but yeah, man, I beat it! Oh, Daisy, Daisy. Daisy, Daisy. Oh, what the heck? Bro, that's Luigi's girl. That's your brother's girl. Whatever. Your quest is over. Oh, that's cute. Like they're actually going somewhere. Peach just stands there. That's really cute. Oh, and they get in their little oh, that's cute. That's really cute. I like that. I'm assuming this is now the credits, probably. Oh no, there's a cutscene. Oh my gosh. Look at them putting in a cutscene. There's the credit. Oh, okay. That was cute. Yeah, Gunpei Yokoi. Oh man, that's really cute. I like that. That was a good romp. That was a good romp. Well, I don't know what game we're gonna do next. I might do Mario Land 2. Might do American Mario Brothers 2. I just don't know. All I know is I'm saving the 3D games for last. So, hey, thanks for watching, guys. Again, I'm really happy, because I beat a Mario game, but... Again, I think I'll be more ecstatic when I beat the ones that I played more as a kid. Like, when I beat Mario 3 and Mario World, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be elated. But hey, thanks for watching. And this is Paperclip, signing off.